The search for truth never ends. Introducing June's Journey, a hidden object mobile game with a captivating story. Connect with friends, explore the roaring 20s, and enjoy thrilling activities and challenges while supporting environmental causes. After 7 years, the adventure continues with our immersive travels feature. Explore distant cultures and engage in exciting experiences. There's always something new to discover. Are you ready? Download June's Journey now on Android or iOS.
Interrompemos esse podcast para perguntar: quem você quer ser?
Designer, engenheira, pedagoga,
administrador.
Quer saber? O Senac EAD é nota máxima no MEC. Tem cursos de diversas áreas, com conteúdo elaborado por especialistas do mercado e professores mestres e doutores. Ainda tem o Senac Carreiras, conectando estudantes a vagas de emprego em todo o país. Saiba mais em ead.senac.br/graduação.
On today's episode of Don't Blame Me, we have Lisa Schwartz, and we talked about having quarter-life crisis and sexism at school. Keep listening. Thanks to Third Love for supporting Don't Blame Me. Go to thirdlove.com/blame now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. Thanks, Third Love. Everyone get 15% off your first purchase by going to thirdlove.com/blame. Thanks to BarkBox for supporting Don't Blame Me. BarkBox is a subscription service that delivers a selection of treats and toys for your dog right to your door each month. For a free extra month of BarkBox, go to barkbox.com/blame when you subscribe to a 6 or 12-month plan. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Don't Blame Me. This is my podcast. My name's Megan Rinks. We have an exciting guest. It's Lisa Schwartz.
Hi, exciting.
I like your hair, by the way.
Thank you. I decided to switch it up.
It's cute. I was stalking you on Instagram. This is so funny because I've been stalking you a lot recently this was all pre you coming on the podcast.
Wait, I'm so honored.
Yeah.
I feel like I stalk you all the time too.
Really? I got deep. I got deep enough into your.
What'd you find?
No, I passed a lot of holidays and then I was like, I should stop stalking. And then
every hair color too. I switch frequently.
I really, but I love this red on you.
Thank
the
you.
caption was, I'm going to get it. Your caption was something
Is this
Archie?
when you kill me?
Is it something Archie?
Yeah, I can't remember, but I've been watching so much Riverdale.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm obsessed and I feel
Are
like
you?
a teenager. Yes, I don't know why I did it. And now I feel like an idiot, but I love it.
Do
it's
you?
so bad, but it's so good.
Oh, I am going to remain silent on my opinions on Riverdale.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I'm salty because I didn't get cast as Sabrina.
Fair.
I'm salty because I didn't get cast as Betty. And
Ooh, you would have been a good Betty.
Thank you. I get the note that I get a lot is that I don't look, which is a very nice compliment, which is not like a shitting on this actress at all. But like the character's supposed to be like a little more naive. And I get that I don't look naive.
That's a good thing.
It's very nice. But it happens all the time where they're like, she doesn't look like she'd get the rug pulled out from underneath her. And I was like, shouldn't you write better female characters if that's like a constant trait of being like, we need her to look like she can get fucked over real easy. And Megan looks like she'd pick up on it. And I'm like, I do listen to a lot of true crime, so I would pick up on it. But yeah, so you like Riverdale?
I do. I feel like so the demographic that watches Riverdale. So I feel like it's important for me to like know what's happening, stay hip, stay young, because I'm getting older. It's a chore. But like then I fell into it. The first like 2 episodes, I was like, nah, I cannot do this. And then I got hooked.
Maybe I'll start watching it. Maybe I will. Maybe.
Put your bitterness aside and jump in.
I will. I get really, if I'm going to cringe during something, I want to cringe on about reality shows.
I mean, we've already talked about it off camera, but The Bachelor. It's so good.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
And you guys, Lisa has this show on, it's on The Bachelor's YouTube channel?
It's on The Bachelor. Yeah, they started a YouTube channel.
Oh my God. And it's Will You Accept This Ride? And it's you. I mean, I kind of wish you were the Uber driver instead of it being like you're in a limo with them.
That would be amazing, but then I couldn't drink because we just
true.
I just get sloshed with the contestants and ask everything and anything I want to ask.
What I love though, it's everything I wanted to ask too. And it's so good because you can just tell that everybody goes in, like, not everyone goes in like a little more wary, but after like 5 seconds, you know that moment moment you're talking to a girl and you're like, did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
You have that moment with every single person there. And I'm obsessed with it. Like I love people more after, but it's everyone who's been eliminated. So I get very sad. So I'm like, Bibiana.
Yeah, but I know Bibiana was the best. There was one person that came on that didn't get eliminated yet when she came on, but I did not have a good interaction with. Can you guess who it is?
Well, I hope it's Crystal.
Yeah.
Crystal, honestly, if you guys don't listen to The Bachelor, listen to The Bachelor. If you don't watch The Bachelor, oh my God, it is, she is, I made this video of me pretending to audition for The Bachelor on my YouTube channel. She is that. It's like she watched my YouTube video and was like, this is what I'm going to do. Her voice, how she talks. She talks like, I am like so excited to be here with your family.
She like defended it on the show. Like she said she like had a sore throat or something. I don't know.
Ugh.
It was just one of those like interviews where like she was really nice. Crystal, you're really nice. But afterwards I was like, is she a serial killer? Like there was like,
that's what I see.
There was like a disconnect and it freaked me. I felt dirty.
I'm getting a lot of serial killer vibes from, a solid 6 contestants on The Bachelor right now.
Yeah. It's a great season.
It is. There's a lot of serial killers on this season. We're
going to be the first serial killer.
Honestly, that's what it feels like we're watching. Okay, but yeah. So all the Bachelor stuff aside, we're actually filming this podcast for the internet, YouTube. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So you can see our pretty faces. And if you're just listening to this and you want to watch it, head over to my YouTube channel to watch it. This is my advice podcast, guys. So this is, you guys call in, you leave voicemails, and you tell us about things that are happening in your life, and we give you advice on them. So if you want to call and leave a voicemail, the phone number is 310-694-0976.
You did it.
Whoa.
Yes. I have to close my eyes to do it because I'm like writing it in my head. And if you guys are international callers, we'll probably give you a call to action at the end too, but you can email a voice memo to meganpodcast@gmail.com. And so we'll play them and then we're going to give people advice.
I give terrible advice.
Oh, I think I'm at the point now where like we're getting a lot of callbacks of people, and I am just waiting for the day that people are like, Megan, you fucked up my life.
I know. Do you have like a disclaimer?
Yeah, don't blame me. The title. Just speak for itself. Like you can't blame me.
Do you have a lawyer?
Yes. We literally had to go through like all of like because like no one can blame me. Also, it's like when Jack was like, I don't really want to talk about like 16-year-old girls giving like blowjobs. Like I was like, oh, okay.
But also that's like life now.
I know. Oh, guys, Mel's here. Mel's
Hello.
here. Hey, Mel. I like your jacket.
Thank you.
It's cute.
Thanks.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, now listen to the first girl.
Oh, I'm excited.
Hey, I'm 16. I live in Canada, and I'm a junior in high school. To put it bluntly, I'm a closeted lesbian. I'm horny as hell, and I want to find a girl to hook up with. But I'm the classic definition of a nerd. I have a 3.2 GPA. I've never been to a high school party. I'm a virgin to all of the bases. I don't drink, and I care more about piano than I do about my makeup. I hear what people at my school say in the hallways about lesbians. How hot lesbians are, how they'd like to fuck lesbians straight, and all that fucking bullshit. I don't think it'd be safe if anyone at my school knew if I was gay, though. More importantly, I need to keep my friends in the dark about all of this. Most of them are banners who come from strict cultures that aren't the most open-minded when it comes to topics like sex, let alone sex with someone of the same sex. When I tried coming out to one of my closest friends last year, she wasn't okay with it. She rejected me, so I had to lie to her to make sure that she wouldn't tell anyone else. I'm living a lie, and I'm okay with that since this isn't my forever situation. I just don't want to put myself at risk right now of being outed to the whole school. I know that I could get a guy if I wanted to, because I've had some guys who are actually relatively attractive ask me out before, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for. I just want to find a girl, hook up with her, no strings attached, but without anyone ever finding out about it. I live in a big enough city that most people don't know each other, so I could keep a secret, but I just don't know how I could find a girl to hook up with. How do I find a girl to hook up with without jeopardizing my secret?
Whoa, that was a novel. Also, it sounds like she's actually in the closet right now.
Physically in a closet. Get out of the closet. Oh my gosh. Is there like a a hookup app for, because am I gone? Oh no, I hear myself now. Is Grindr for just for guys?
Just for guys, but I also feel like all those apps you can like set your settings to like looking for women.
Yeah, she's 16 though.
Okay.
Oh, you
Okay.
can't be on those, right?
I don't think so.
I mean, I would say, okay, nope, she can't go to a bar either. I was like, go to a gay bar. I wonder if there's like on
AOL chat
I know,
rooms.
I'm like online forums in which like she said she lives in a big enough city that I'm like, you don't have to hook up with somebody from your school, but like, is there a way for you to find other lesbians who don't go to your
Okay, how about
school?
this? What if she waits? I'm like sounding like a prude. I think she should wait a little bit.
Okay.
Because word travels very fast. But what if she like enrolls in like some summer program elsewhere, like out of state, like at an arts college or an all-female college, and does like a summer program so she can have a summer fling and she could be her real self in another place. And then just like wait till she graduates, because it sounds very complicated. Also, by the way, if you have a friend who does not support you in anything you do, not a friend.
Yeah. That's so, I mean, that I understand growing up in places where you're not exposed to that kind of stuff, but especially if it's like a friend coming out to you, you now have a direct experience with someone who you've obviously become friends with and you've stayed friends with who's gay. And now any of the preconceived notions you have about lesbians should probably be thrown out the window because you've been friends with one this whole time. That's kind of how I feel about it. But I think that's really good advice.
You know, or find like a program, not like an AA program. Find a program and make yourself straight. Find like some sort of extracurricular activity.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That lends itself maybe.
Yeah, because I guess like also being 16, that is, I think I was thinking about it if she was like a senior, where it's kind of like there's, yeah, because I think it's like instead of don't just like stomach those feelings and not act on them if you want to. But also I would say there might even be some people at your high school who are also in the closet.
Oh, for sure. Also, she was like worried about like being a nerd, which like once you're out of college or once you're out of high school, like nerds are cool. It just doesn't
you're
matter.
gonna get into college. That's all that means. That you're a nerd. That means that you're gonna get to go to college. You're gonna have a job. I wish I was more of a nerd. 100%.
I mean, you seem like a little bit of a nerd.
I'm a little bit of a nerd, but I wasn't like an academic nerd. I was like a Harry Potter fanfic nerd.
Ew.
Yeah. I was like the kind of nerd that was like, oh, I'm into nerdy things, but like my academic achievements don't mean shit to me. It's like I didn't benefit from being a nerd. I was a loser. That's the verbal use. I was just not cool.
But look at you now.
So cool. I watched Jeopardy, which by the way, guys, I got the answer to Final Jeopardy last night. It was Triscuit fucking Stone.
Whoa.
I know. I never get. Well, Final Jeopardy answer is so hard. My boyfriend is so fucking good at trivia.
Oh, that's frustrating. I'm so bad at it.
So frustrating. And he's such a, I love him, but he's such a douche about it too. Where I'm like, he's like bragging about being really fucking good at trivia. So there are all these questions like, who was the prime minister of this random country that like isn't even a fucking country anymore? It's like, obvious, blah, 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 blah.
No.
Yeah. So then recently I've been doing pretty good because he didn't know the answer to what was a cracker that has been 3 times baked and has been around for over 100 years. And I was like, Triscuit.
Anything involving food, you're like, I got
yeah,
this.
oh, 100. That's it. That's all you can do.
Triscuits are really good. I forgot about those.
They're so good.
They
I love
melt
little,
in
like
your
the
mouth.
weavy little like, oh, so good. Is that our final?
What should she do about her horniness?
Masturbate? Oh, yeah. Why didn't we
Watch
address that?
porn.
Yeah, watch porn, masturbate. Yeah, because also I would think I don't obviously can't totally relate to like being in the closet or coming out or anything like that. But I also think that there is an attachment with being horny when you're a girl and especially young and being like, oh, I gotta have sex. I gotta like hook up with people and that kind of stuff. But like that's also something that you can handle on your own.
She also said like she wants something like no strings attached, but I'm imagining, again, I don't have that experience either, but I'm imagining if your first lesbian experience, I think there's going to be strings.
Well, yeah, and your first sexual experience in general.
Yeah,
like no
totally.
matter as much as you can be like, I had like friends who like went to like college orientation. I'm like, I'm just gonna have sex with a random guy at college orientation.
I can't imagine.
Did not fucking like, they're totally heartbroken. You feel really shitty about it. And I think it takes a while before, because I mean, science, back to science. What are those chemicals that release in your body that make you attached to someone after you have sex with them? Well, something like that, where it's like especially when you're really young, I think if you want to explore your own sexuality, then start with yourself and like masturbate and all that stuff. And then by the time you have your first like sexual experience with somebody else, it's gonna be so much fucking better because you'll understand your vagina and like what you're doing and what you enjoy.
Yeah, understand your vagina first.
Dude, I wish that was like sex ed of like them talking about like girls understand your vagina because
they make you look in a mirror. Do you remember that?
No, but like I meant like in a fun way. Like not in like I mean like sure, look at your vagina, make sure there's nothing like
I didn't like that part.
I didn't either. I don't think I ever once took a hand mirror to my vagina, but like this is a terrible idea. Like this is like I don't want to see that. It looks like that, and I'm gonna be gross.
I know.
I was gonna say what it looks forever. Like. Yeah, no, but I think I think masturbate. There's no harm in that, and there's no strings attached because you can just have batteries. You don't have to plug it in.
Cute.
Yeah, that hormone is oxytocin.
Oxytocin. Oh, I've heard of that before.
Yeah,
not to be mistaken for Oxycontin. Also very addictive, apparently.
Oxycontin releases in your body when you have sex. Oh, God.
I hope we helped.
I hope we did too. And don't let anyone make you feel bad for being gay because there's nothing wrong with it. Yay. On to the next one.
Hi, I am 25 years old, and I'm calling about the whole new thing of graduated college, fell in love, got started my career, got married. I'm now a dog mom, and I recently turned 25, and I just started thinking, like, what's next for me? I feel like I've hit all my big plateaus already, and I almost feel like I had almost like an anxiety attack thinking about what's next and what am I going to do now,
of my life.
Kind of the deal. And I guess my question for you is, have you ever experienced quarter life crisis, and what are some ways that you deal with that and move forward from it so you're not in a funk like I've been? Thank you so much in advance for your help, and thank you again.
I mean, I'll totally admit I am actively in a quarter life crisis. I've been in an active quarter life crisis since like the fall, probably.
How old are you?
I'm 24.
Guys, I'm in a 30 life crisis. Okay. So
I thought you were supposed to have it figured out by 30.
It only gets, don't say it
only
gets worse.
Fuck.
Here's the thing. She's like so much further ahead than both
100%.
of us. I am not married. I'm turning 35 this year.
Oh, hell yes.
I don't have kids, and I don't have like any plans like in the near future of this happening. So she's doing pretty good.
I was going to say that too. I think forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think she did a lot of this on hyperspeed. Like this, like having all of that, like being like, you have a good job, you have all of these other things. I think right now, as opposed to, I think the worst feeling in the world is feeling uncomfortable. Like, I think it's worse than feeling in pain or anything like that, because being uncomfortable and like unsettled, it feels like it could last forever. Whereas like you break your leg, you have a terrible pain. This all came from the fact that like when I got my nose done, I was like, I'm not in pain, I'm just uncomfortable. And it feels like forever. So I think it's like things aren't going terribly wrong. When when shit's hitting the fan and things are feeling terribly wrong, you're like, oh, things have to pick up, it'll get better.
Sure.
But if things are just like middle of the line, like middle ground, just like kind of stagnant, that feels super, super permanent. I think a crisis at any age is totally normal. And I don't know. I mean, I feel like I tell my friends this all the time, but I think everyone pretends to have their shit together way more than they actually do.
Nobody has it together.
No. As much as, and I guarantee you all of your friends are being like, wow, she's got everything. Like she has it all together. Everything in her life is totally great. And you're thinking that about them. And all of you are probably stressed at the fuck out. I think my first advice would be, don't have a baby immediately because she's a dog, right?
Don't do it. Don't look for like the next thing.
Yeah, that's what I would say is like, I think as opposed to looking for the next thing to like fulfill, I don't know, like a goal, I would say like enjoy the process of like just existing.
Pick up a hobby.
Yeah, like do something. Like you already have a dog, like start a hobby, like start something that has its own milestones that isn't just like, oh, I need these like very traditional life milestones. Like start a hobby, and then you can have like mini goals and successes within those things that don't drastically alter and change your life. And they'll make you, I don't know, like plan a trip. like that kind of stuff. Like
Exercise.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like that's for me, I hate feeling like bored or uncomfortable and that stuff.
Or
and
complacent.
Like,
Sounds like she feels like complacent. Like she needs to like hit these like milestones.
And like do something.
Yeah.
It's like this whole, like when Jarrett was on the podcast, we had this whole discussion about being productive and about how it's like such a toxic thing now. People talking about like being productive when you feel like you have to constantly be doing more things, but you might not even be doing everything to the best of your ability because you feel like you constantly have to take on more stuff. And I started working out almost like I'm almost at like a full year of working out, and I am way less stressed. Granted, I've still been in like a midlife, quarter life crisis kind of thing, girl. But I've been able to set goals and like achieve those goals within that, and I haven't made any like crazy rash decisions on other stuff.
Yeah. I think so the older you get, the more there's those pressures to hit those milestones that you feel like society set out. And it sounds like she's like way ahead of the game. Yeah. But I do have a really close friend who got married really young.
Yeah.
And then got divorced, and then was like, got to get married again. Married again, and then was like, well, what's next? Okay, we'll get a house, buy a house. Okay, great. Now what's next? Have a kid. Shit, what's next? Have another kid. Shit, what's next? Have another kid. 3 kids down the line, and now is like, what do I do? Like, there's like literally nothing. Like, there's not another milestone, and so I think she's like now creating drama in her life just to like fill. And so I feel like that happens a lot. And so doing all these things we're suggesting definitely helps.
Yeah.
And also on the flip side for people watching, just because you hit those milestones doesn't mean like you're happy in your life. Like it's okay to be whatever age you are and not have those things. And I feel like society like really you know, like even just like the wedding industry, I learned the $3 billion industry. That's crazy. And it's coming at you everywhere, every magazine you open. So like, to me, I'm just like trying to like push those pressures away and alleviate some of this, my 30 life crisis.
Yeah. God. Well, I mean, I think ultimately it's totally normal. So know that it's totally normal. And maybe get into sewing, make your dog some outfits.
Or just get 1 billion dogs. Yeah, worst advice ever.
Keep getting more. Just get more and more and more
babies.
dogs.
Just don't do babies right now.
Yeah, just don't do babies right now. And enjoy your marriage. Enjoy your time with your dog. Enjoy. I would say like plan a trip. Start some hobbies. Maybe pick up painting and plan a trip and go somewhere. Go to Europe.
Yeah. Or fuck it. Just have a bunch of kids and see what happens.
Kids. Start the new Duggar family. Be less problematic.
Become a reality TV show I'd watch.
That works too. Okay, on to the next call.
Hi, Megan. I am a 19-year-old engineering student. And as a woman, this means that I'm surrounded by guys all the time. And my experience in university has made me kind of hyper aware of my position in society as a woman. Because every day I pick up on sexist remarks. I pick up on people normalizing sexual harassment, people talking over me, things like that. And when these kinds of situations happen, my opinion of that person automatically turns negative. I can't get past it. I can't ever see them as a potential friend. And this has resulted in me being like angry like all the time. And I'm constantly surrounded by people that I have a very negative opinion of because to me, they don't see me as an equal. They don't treat me as an equal. And I can't be friends with these people. And I feel like in my short time at university, I've already accumulated quite a few enemies because of this. And it's not like I get into like fights with these people, but I just don't want to be friends with them. And the thing is, I'm not an angry person. I don't want to be an angry person. But the only road I know out of anger is through forgiveness. And I can't turn the other cheek when it comes to this kind of thing. So I guess my question is, how can anyone who encounters sexism or racism, transphobia, homophobia on a daily basis, how can we not be angry all the time?
Oof.
Holy shit. I have no idea how to answer that.
That's a hard one. And
I feel like I'm angry all the time.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I don't think it's her job to be friends with those people. Yeah. Like she feels guilty that she's not. I don't think that's necessary. And I'm proud of her for, not being.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like goes back to that first question where you have to like find your people.
Yeah. Because I think I'm so sure, like she's saying, that like the women in this field, that's few and far between. But I think even if you can find other women who work in similar fields, whether like math or science or anything like that, that is typically male dominated, and finding women that you can be friends with. Because I also don't think, I don't think you need to settle for that, because that is, I think I personally, I really respect the hell out of people like this caller, because I'm very much like, I have a very hard time. Like I'm not like, you cross me once, like we're done or whatever, but like, I'm like I'm a very loyal friend. Like if you fuck with my friends, like, nope, not happening. But also like, I have zero tolerance for intolerance.
Sure.
And I find when people are able to kind of like look past that kind of stuff, that's their whole journey. But I think it's really amicable and amazing when people can really stand up for what they're worth. And if they're the only ones doing it, like if everybody else, if you're surrounded by that all the time, a lot of other people would just kind of be like, you know what, I have to take
Cave
this.
in. Yeah.
And I think like staying strong, I don't think that's anything to do with you. And like you're saying, that's such like a woman guilt thing of being like, well, now I feel bad that I'm not friends with these people.
Totally.
Like, these people aren't trying to be your friend. They're trying to belittle you.
You don't need to be friends with them because you're going to be out of school soon anyways and having an amazing career. But I feel like the university is a great place to like find like-minded people. And there must be like women's groups or something, even at meditation. Like not to be totally hippie, but like that helps. And again, back to exercise, like all these things to like better yourself so that you can be in a better headspace. And just like, unfortunately, this is the world we're living in. And luckily things are starting to like come out and flip. But in the meantime, like you got to just take care of yourself and push through.
Yeah. And we all hear those like stories of women who come up from these fields where they're like surrounded by men and all that stuff. So I think like what you're experiencing, there has to be other women, either that they're at your school or not at your school, who are going through the same thing. And you don't have to take it. If this was The Bachelor, you wouldn't be here to make friends. Like you're here to get a fucking degree. Like you're not like, you don't need to be friends.
You're not the villain. You're not the villain.
No, you're not the villain at all.
You're the hero.
Like you are 100% the hero of this story. And yeah, I think it's great to be a strong woman who's not afraid of not collecting a bunch of friends along the way if they're not going to be supportive of that. So yeah. Online too, I'm sure. Like there's probably like a ton of people.
Oh my God, all the women's groups on Facebook. Like I love being a part of those, like the politically active groups and just like a mindful like reminder that there's other people out there that are on the same page. And it's unfortunate that the people around you immediately aren't. But
but you find those people. I mean, even the women in my Pilates class, like they're just fucking cool. And like I love being able, like, I don't know what they do, but we all talk. We can get coffee after class. And like just being surrounded by positive women, I think that's probably
stick to the ladies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, ladies. Yeah. What's that song? Come on, lady. Mel is giving. Fuck, why don't you have a camera on your face? Mel says like,
it's like, what is she trying to decipher?
Come on, lady. I might have made this up. Okay, maybe. Fuck this, guys. Go on to the next call.
Hi, Megan. So my entire life, my older brother has been using drugs, primarily heroin and a little bit of meth, but mostly heroin. And about 2 years ago, he passed away from an overdose. My other older brother, I guess, was messed up by the fact that his brother died. So he started using, and it's consumed his life like so much more than the first one. And like the first one was very messed up, but this one, like he went from like 0 to 60 like in 2 seconds flat. And it's like I know I can't like fix him. I know that you can't like force someone to go to rehab or anything like that. Like he has to want to get clean, and I understand that. But it sucks because he has 2 small kids, and they're 5 and 9, and they have been staying at my house recently because my sister-in-law can't afford the mortgage because my brother isn't helping to pay because heroin. And it just sucks because like he'll show up randomly. And the kids keep telling me, I don't want to see daddy. I don't want I hate daddy. I don't like him. I don't want him here. And like, I understand that I wouldn't want to see him either. But like, I don't know how to console them. And like, I don't know what to do for them. And I just, fuck, it just sucks. Like, and I don't know how to deal with this. I honestly don't even know what I'm asking. So I just, this is a shitty situation and please help me.
Megan, it's amazing that people like trust you to ask these questions. That's like,
That's a
really like big honor, but also like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, you're 100% right in saying that. Really, this is a shitty situation. It sucks. And I'm glad that, like, thank you for that. But I'm so glad that, like, regardless if anything we say like helps, like, I'm so glad that you can talk about that and like say that out here. Cause I'm sure there's a lot of people who like can relate to that. So being able to just say it out loud and knowing that you have like support of people who can be like, yeah, like empathy for that situation. Damn, that's so hard.
I think this like requires like actual like what's the word I'm looking for? Like child protective services. Like this is like a legal situation when kids are.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, I think the first thing, if anyone's able to afford getting the kids in therapy just at first, I think is like ultimately what needs to happen. And I don't know your financial situation and like the means of like what you're able to provide. But if the wife is her brother and the wife, are they still together?
It seems like it.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think whether you can if you can be the most badass aunt in the world, and if they can't have like a father figure who's able to, I don't know, like be there for them, I think it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter who raises you as long as someone's raising you. And I think like that ultimately, like you can be, that sounds like putting a lot of pressure on you, but like everything that you do, just being around and being there for them is exactly what they need. But I would also say like a child therapist to figure out.
Yeah. And also for yourself, there is a group called Al-Anon, which is for family members or friend members who have addict partners or family members. So it's like the other side of AA. So there's AA for people that are obviously trying to recover, but Al-Anon is specifically for people whose families are addicts, and it gives you the tools to, be able to deal with the situation. And like, I feel blessed that I haven't had that experience, but I know a lot of people that go to Al-Anon and are given a place to talk about what's going on with like-minded people who are going through similar things. And then again, gives you tools on how to deal with it.
Yeah.
But this, like, honestly, when children are involved, like this, and they don't want to see that, this sounds like there needs to be some legal like step in.
Yeah. Just cause that's so hard. Like, I mean, I won't get too personal, but like I've dated guys who had in recovery or active users of just substances. And I have a lot of members of my family who have been on again, off again, in really bad situations. And obviously they're, again, like those people in my family are not like close enough to something that I have to deal with. But I mean, like a lot of them, when kids were involved, had to make choices of being like, I have to think about my kids more than this situation. And you're right in saying that you can't force anyone to get clean if they don't want to, which was the hardest thing for me to ever fucking admit and deal with and be like, but no, like I can
fix them.
Yeah. And like you feel, and I didn't know there were groups like that, which I think is amazing because there's a sense of like when you feel guilty for needing anything if you're dating someone who's like strung out or dealing with that stuff. Anything that you need, all of your needs come second. And I think if you have a place to talk about that with, like, I think I'm so glad that you can own up and say like, this is a really shitty situation that's really hard. But not only is it really hard for the kids and really hard for him, it's really fucking hard for you.
Yeah, totally.
And so like
she
you
can
have to take care of that.
Yes.
And I think like as much as like provide, like being able to be there for those kids, ultimately they are not your kids, and someone needs to figure out what to do. and like how they can best be helped. And I think also if they don't want to see their dad, I think that's completely fine. I don't think that there's a necessary thing of being like, oh no, he's your father. Like, you
no,
need
he's
to.
an addict, not to be an asshole, but like those kids should not be around.
You're not. If you're,
that's a safety issue.
You're not being a parent if you're an addict. Like you can't be both at the same time. Like it's not fair to put the kids in that kind of position, but like that, yeah, I think that super sucks. I'm sure you guys have tried to stage an intervention before. I think if that's something that you guys haven't done in a while, maybe it's something like that. But I think also ultimately right now, I think who you should be talking to is your sister-in-law, like your brother's wife. Like, I think that's the person that needs you. This seems like
we don't know the situation, but she's probably struggling
and like financially, saying that like she can't provide for them because he's not really working. And I think as like fucking dark and sad as it is, I think you guys need to treat this as more of like, okay, this doesn't seem as temporary as we thought it was going to be. Like, how do we figure out as a family to provide for these kids? Like, how do we figure out this doesn't seem like it's an addiction, that's also, it's something you're always going to deal with. So I think treating this as a situation of being like, what are these next steps that we do? Because we're treating this as like a semi-permanent, they're kind of staying here kind of thing.
Yeah.
Figuring out a more permanent solution.
For help from professionals. But
fuck.
I'm sorry that you're going through this.
So sorry.
That's heavy. And if you can, just take some time for yourself so that you don't lose yourself in all this.
Yeah, because I think like when you feel responsible for all that stuff, I think you can forget that this also affects you, and you don't need to feel guilty for, maybe wanting to take like a night off and not think about it and hang out with your friends and do that stuff. Like, I think being selfish in those situations, it's necessary. And damn it, this sucks. If you live in California, I'll hang out with you and hang out with the children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm so sorry. Okay, guys, we are going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. When it comes to bra shopping, it's all about finding the right fit for you. And there's only one lingerie brand that offers bras in sizes AA through G and half cup sizes. Guess what? It's Third Love. Third Love uses thousands of real women's measurements and super smoothing memory foam to create bras that fit better and feel great. Did you know that most old school bra brands only carry 15 sizes? Well, Third Love has 60 sizes, including half cups. Never heard of half cup sizes? That's because no one else does it. I definitely never heard of it in terms of bras, only when baking cakes. Third Love knows that there's a perfect bra for everyone, so right now they are offering my listeners 15% off your first order. Wow, wow, pew, pew, pew. To find the bra that you've been waiting for, all you have to do is answer a few simple questions from Third Love's Fit Finder quiz. It takes just 60 seconds and you can do it all from the comfort of your home, so you never have to have that awkward fitting room experience again. Nobody's touch your boobs except for you and the people that you say, hey, you want to touch my boobs? Try a Third Love bra. It's so comfortable you might forget that you're wearing it. And if you don't agree, returns and exchanges are always easy and always free. I am usually not a huge fan of underwire bras, but if I have an audition in which I'm like, yo, I don't want my nipples popping out, I should wear something with some underwire. Or if I want to have my boobs looking super nice, I will actually wear one. And I just got my t-shirt style bra from Third Love. First of all, it's not like I can wear white shirts and you don't see it, which is remarkable for me because it's super smooth. It doesn't have any texture on it. And my boobs looked great. And guess what? I wasn't hating it all day, which is usually my biggest issue with bras is I think about them constantly. I didn't think about this. It wasn't on my mind. My boobs just were there. And I wasn't being like, wow, they feel constrained. So this year, make the change that will change the way you think about bras. Go to thirdlove.com/blame now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/blame. thirdlove.com/blame. Get your boobies something to hang out in. That should be their new tagline. Get your boobies something to hang out in, but like saying it like that. I want credit, guys. Thanks to BarkBox for supporting our podcast. BarkBox is a subscription service that delivers a selection of treats and toys for your dog right to your door each month. All you have to do is tell BarkBox how big your dog is and choose a monthly subscription plan, which you can cancel at any time. Every month, BarkBox Paw Picks, the best all-natural treats and innovative toys to match a dog's unique needs, including allergies and heavy chewer preferences. Each monthly box is themed country fair, bark ball, Pooh York City, etc. New and unique toys continue to keep the dogs engaged, interested, and happy. Free shipping on any BarkBox within the continental U.S. Woo woo! And when your dog falls in love with something from the box, you can easily reorder it again on barkshop.com or in the BarkBox app. So if you guys didn't know, I actually don't have a dog, which is still to this day the worst part about me. Like, it's the saddest thing in the world that I don't have a dog. We're in the works of talking about getting one. I'm just going to bite the bullet. I really, really, really want a dog. But I decided to order a BarkBox for my friend, and he actually doesn't know that his dog is getting this. His dog's name is Murphy. This is for Leo Howard's dog. And he's like the cutest sheepdog in the world. And he's just like the most cuddly and happy thing. And I feel like a proud aunt or like a godmother who's like bestowing a gift to someone else. So yeah, I don't actually have the stuff yet, but I am so excited because I feel like I'm just like an aunt spoiling a dog. So I'm really excited and I can't wait for it to get delivered and for me to surprise. I'm less excited about surprising Leo, more excited about surprising Murphy. So if you're like me and you don't have a dog, but you want to gift the gift of BarkBox, so even if you don't own a dog, BarkBox is a great, exciting way to gift friends or family members who own a dog some treats for their doggo. Each gift subscription includes toys and treats for a unique theme every month, shipped right to your door, and it's a great way to try a variety of treats and toys from local and small businesses that you may not have otherwise been able to find. And all of the edibles are made in the US or Canada. Woo woo. I wish I was Canadian. BarkBox will also replace any items your dog doesn't like from the box. Scout's honor. And we'll send you something else for free. Gosh, so nice. Give the gift that keeps on giving and make someone's lucky pup the happiest pooch on the block. Visit barkbox.com/blame for an extra month of BarkBox every month when you subscribe to a 6 or 12-month plan. That's barkbox.com/blame for a free extra month. Woof woof. Someone buy me a dog. Okay, guys, we are back and we're going to take some more calls.
Hi, Megan. So I'm from England, obviously, and my issue is with my best friend. We have grown up together. We're literally family, but we've both, gone through something where we've both gained so much weight. We're very, we're big together, and we joke about that and we don't mind that, but my thing is that I don't want to be it anymore. And she made a slight, comment saying, maybe if I was skinny, she would like me less. And my fear is, do I risk my only friend, she is my only friend, my best friend, for body image? Or is it just, maybe she's feeling self-conscious, and if I, lose the weight, maybe she can't look at me every day knowing that I've lost the weight. I don't know what to do. Do I carry on with my dieting, or do I, just leave it and stay best friends with her?
Oh, this one breaks my heart. I didn't want to hug her so bad.
I mean, I think she, even with the second option she said, I think that's...
She knows.
That's definitely probably what it is, I would say.
That her friend will feel insecure.
Yeah.
If she loses the weight.
And I think it's... obviously, this is what I would say from the perspective of your friend too. I think if you guys have very similar body types, first of all, like I think way more people suffer from body dysmorphia than no, because the amount of times that like I will shit on what I look like and then be like, ugh, I wish I looked like this. And my friends will be like, that person looks exactly the same as you. Yeah. Then I think that happens so much, and especially with women, is that we're so quick to tear down our own bodies without even realizing that like the things that we're idolizing or like looking to achieve, half the time we probably look they're not that different, but we see each other.
Or half the time it's photoshopped.
Oh my God. Yeah. We just put ourselves down way too much. So I would say I think maybe in her eyes, which again, I'm not saying that I don't think you're doing this at all, but this is what I would say that she might be thinking. It's like, oh, okay, we look the same and you want to lose weight. Do you think I'm fat? And like, do you not like how I look because you're not happy? I think that might be how she feels about that is she feels like it's not, it feels like it's an attack on her, which it's definitely not. I think it's so much, like, even like you're saying, it's so much more about you.
Or she's just not ready to like take that leap and like try to lose, because it's hard. And not only is it hard like physically, but it's hard mentally to like accept like, okay, I need to do this. I mean, it's such a like a deep rooted thing. So like she might just not be in that place to take that next step. But what would be awesome is if they could do it together. There's nothing better than having like a partner to keep you accountable. But there's obviously a lot of fear in that in the friend, and she's just like not ready. And like, you got to take care of yourself. And again, we've talked about this earlier. Like if your friend doesn't support you on an endeavor, then that's obviously her own issue. And either she's going to come around as a friend and realize
but it's not your responsibility.
No, but your health comes first. You got to take care of yourself, and good for you for like wanting to take that step. That is hard. That's like the story of my life, just constantly trying to lose weight. It is hard.
It is. And to be like, I'm going to start doing this, and then holding yourself accountable and really trying to push forward. And it's super, super hard if you don't have your friends' support. It's like, you don't want your friends being like, no, don't do this. No, don't do this. Don't do this. So I would say, I think exactly like what you're saying. It's like, go for it. Do you like start a health fitness journey? I would say, I would also advise, coming from someone who like works out a lot, I would really advise any sort of diet or anything you go on, supplement with exercise. Because I would say a lot of the time I find when kids are, or any age, like when you're losing to lose weight, it becomes just about the food and just about everything that you're eating, as opposed to like exercising and all this other stuff. So I would say like, if maybe she doesn't want to actively start losing weight, but maybe it's like, oh, you're changing what you're eating and all that stuff, but like you're also going to go on a walk later, and invite her to go along with you.
Totally.
Just, you're not going to turn into like a green juice soul cycling person overnight that your friend's going to be like, well, we don't relate to each other anymore. Like you can still like hang out and like eat food and watch movies, but like include her in on something. And I think I think starting any sort of like health journey is just scary, because you don't know, like, what the fuck am I going to do? I don't want to look stupid.
Too. Like, also start slow. Like, you don't have to like restrict everything, because then you won't stick to that. So like, start slow together.
And it also starts another unhealthy mindset. If like food is not the enemy, like food is fuel. Like you need food to like, I always like, I don't fully relate to the saying of like, live to eat, don't eat. No. Eat to live, don't live to eat, which I don't fully stand by, because there's a lot of food that I'm like, no, I was put on this planet to fucking eat rotisserie chicken. Like it brings me a happiness.
Rotisserie chicken, that's your thing.
I just licked the mic. I love a good rotisserie chicken.
I get it, but like that's the one.
Oh my God. I'm giddy. I'm like fully smiling right now.
Don't you get like whole rotisserie chickens and just like, eat them?
Like all at once?
Yeah. I can't like fit the whole turkey of the chicken in my mouth at once, but like.
Can I ask you a question about chicken really fast?
Yeah.
Do you guys find it weird that there's like endless amounts of chicken? Like wherever you go, there's always chicken on the menu. Like where do all the chickens come from? Like there's just never ending chicken.
Do you see the movie Chicken Run? It's a lot of chickens in that movie.
I just like, it's weird.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
There's like a lot of chicken.
Like they can be out of avocado, but they're never out of chicken.
Never, and it's literally on every menu.
I'm from the chicken capital of the United
Where's
States.
Where's that?
Springdale, Arkansas. That's where the headquarters for Tyson Chicken is.
Oh, wow.
Have you been? Is it creepy?
It's like right down the street from my house, but no,
it's not like a tour. It's not like Hershey.
Yeah,
no, they don't want you to see what's happening.
They don't want you to see the chicken.
Yeah.
Wow. No, you're right.
Anyways,
is really.
That's my thought.
So I've never thought about that, but it's that gives me literal food for thought. But yeah, so I would say like I think I think there like a lot of people can develop. I think everyone does at some point, like unhealthy relationships with food, and it either becomes like a source of comfort or it becomes the enemy. And I think where I don't believe that you should only eat to survive, like fuck, you should eat things that you enjoy and bring you happiness, but not going too crazy on anything. Cause like you won't stick to it. And then it's also, you should just be so fucking proud of yourself for even starting a journey, as opposed to beating yourself up for like slipping up or like messing up in anything like that. Like
start
just
slow, cut out like soda. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like do like little things, and also like again consult like your doctor or you know, go to Weight Watchers or something like that to like help you. Because I feel like, okay, you can like Google all these, like, I'm
Oh my
always
God.
like, what's the latest diet? You know what I mean? And like, it's
Cayenne
so
pepper. I remember in high school.
Remember
Oh
the
my
Master
God.
Cleanse.
You're just shitting yourself all the time.
Also, don't buy Fit Tea. You're not sponsored by Fit Tea.
I already shit enough. I don't need any help with that. Sorry,
like,
guys.
There's just there's too much like products being thrown at you, so it's like confusing. Just like try to eat like Whole Foods.
Yeah, just like
not like at Whole Foods because it's expensive.
Really,
but I do love Whole Foods.
I love Whole Foods too. No, but I mean, like,
my addiction.
All those fad diets. I remember before I was like official. Yeah, before I was like had active celiac and was like actively allergic to gluten. My friend and I, before our junior prom, went on like this Special K diet where you literally allowed to eat two bowls of Special K. Breakfast and lunch.
Awful.
And then you're allowed to eat whatever you want for dinner. So naturally we're eating absolutely a fuck ton of like terrible, disgusting food for dinner because like we've only eaten 2 bowls of cereal like during the day.
That's awful.
It's terrible. Like it's one of those things like it makes no sense. It didn't
There's
last.
no science behind that.
Also like it's literally sponsored by Special K.
I mean, brilliant marketing campaign.
Just eat 2 bowls of cereal and like you're fine.
Just stick to like vegetables and proteins. And
And I think including your friend on stuff like not pushing your journey on her, which I don't think you would do. But I think like if you guys want to go out and like go get food somewhere together and like not judging her food choices, but like, be like, oh my gosh, I went to this really great restaurant. Like, let's go get this. Or like you can make dinner for both of you or go on a walk or go to the beach.
Yeah, or walk to the restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So it doesn't have to be like you're not turning into a totally different person and you're also not going to like force your journey onto anybody else, which I think she might be a little wary of. And who knows? And maybe you'll make this whole journey and this whole like health thing seem a lot more accessible and it'll make her want to. She's like, oh,
also,
you're not
maybe
miserable.
There's a place where she can actually like have a conversation and be, because right now she's assuming what this friend is thinking. And like, I mean, I think best friends should be transparent.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes it's hard. But like just being like, so what's like the hesitation here?
Yeah.
Like, I really want to do this. Like, do you want to do it?
And maybe she was even joking when she made a joke like that, like about being like, oh, I'm not going to like you if like you're not, if you're skinny, like we're not going to be friends anymore. Maybe she was totally and completely joking. And like with this also sounds like something I would do. Like someone would say something as a joke and I'm like, oh my gosh, you hate me. I'm out in my own head and I can't make any decisions to do anything because I'm going to lose you.
Totally.
So like maybe she was totally kidding about that. And like you could even just say, being like, hey, like you're saying like, that comment, I don't know if there was any truth to that or anything, but it freaked me out a little bit. It made me a little nervous. And I know that, I'm really wanting to I'm starting on this whole health journey and I would love, and even just saying I would love your support in it.
Yeah.
And you saying that I might lose you really makes me scared. And I really want this for me. And I really want you to want this for me. And
write that down. That was good.
Write it down right now. Replay it. I think that's what I would say because maybe she was joking. And then also if you make it about, I don't know, like as fun as it would be to have a gym buddy, I love having a gym buddy. Ask her to support you as opposed to being like,
please do this with me.
Yeah.
Because I think that's too much pressure and that friend already has enough pressure in her own head. So
yeah, totally. Okay.
Oh my God, we're helping people.
Yes. I fucking hope so.
I can't wait to get rotisserie chicken after.
I love chicken, but where do they come from?
Why are there so many of them?
Springdale, Arkansas.
Okay, on to the next one.
I am 21 years old, and about 2 years ago, I got out of, I guess it was 2.5 years ago, I got out of an abusive relationship that I was in for about 2 years. And I'm now in a new relationship and have been dating this guy for 2 years now. And we've gone through a lot of crap regarding my last boyfriend. He's in prison for rape, and he's just a really bad guy. He's sent people after me, like via text message. He's had people stalk me, and he's basically saying that I'm not free to date someone else until he gets out or crap like that. And this has all caused me to have a lot of anxiety and depression. And my current boyfriend has been very accepting and patient with that stuff. But lately he's been getting really, I don't know, antsy for it to be over. And he's getting really moody about it. And he's just starting to care less about my, I guess, side effects of this abusive relationship. And I just really don't know what to do. I feel like I need to be over it, but I'm not. And it's just really hard. I need some advice.
Whoa.
Literally?
Call the police. Like, what are we? Hang up and call the police.
I don't know if you've got,
restraining order, right?
And that's kind of like where my mind automatically went, is like, he shouldn't be able to get in contact with you because you should 100% have a restraining order. And also coming from somebody who's looked into restraining orders, it won't be that he has a record. So like that automatically makes it not nearly as hard. I would
change your phone number, make sure you've moved. Like, don't take these things lightly.
No, I mean, I would, all of those things. I think if you are genuinely, if you're afraid for your safety, that's not you being crazy. And I think going above and beyond in any precautions. I don't know if I think having a restraining order, and I think also consulting a lawyer on being like, hi, what should I do? Because obviously when something happens to you, you feel like so many of your feelings or so many of your actions are just drawn from your own emotions. When you just said this to two people who don't know you, who definitely were like, no, oh my God, you're not crazy. Like you don't have to be over this. I think him trying to keep in contact with you and do all of that stuff, that's why you're not over it. Like, it's because you haven't had a clean break.
Right.
And you're going to, no matter how long it's been, this is going to be scarring. You're going to have like any sort of side effects and any sort of like anxiety, depression. Like, I think that's totally justified and valid. But I think you need, like, the fact that he sent people after, like that's witness protection program shit. Like, I don't know if you just mean like harassing you over text message, but like you should have a full-blown restraining order, and
not feel bad about it, because clearly he's in jail for bad things. It's not like you're like making this up. Like, this is like a real deal. Yeah. Definitely I would go to therapy, because you got to work through that stuff to be able to have a healthy relationship. And God bless your boyfriend for sticking around. But like, I also like, that's exhausting. I've been on both sides of like, someone's going through something. I've been the person, and I've had a partner try to help me, and vice versa. And at some point, like, that's exhausting. And he's doing his best, but like, I think maybe he's mentally checking out, because he just, that's a lot. He's taking on your stress and his own. And I think you should 100% go to therapy. And I also don't think it's a bad idea for you and your boyfriend to go to therapy together, because I don't want to say PTSD, because that's an actual term. And I'm not sure if that's anything that you're experiencing, but I've been through, like, not nearly as bad as this, but I've like been through like pretty shitty relationship situations, which then directly affect my other relationships that you're in. So I think because you came from an abusive relationship, it's not that this is like a work abuse thing, and then you go into your workplace and you have those like triggers and anything like that. Like, this is a relationship that was terrible, and now you're in a new relationship that's great. But it's still a similar kind of context that I think that you guys should go together to figure out, A, he can figure out how to help you the most, and B, you can also figure out what it, like, being conscious of his feelings in this too. Because I think like, it's a total toll on him too. And that like worrying about other people stresses you the fuck out. And I think, I would say solo therapy, and then I would also say couples therapy for both of you. Or maybe to offer a different look at this is like, she's still young. Yeah. And maybe it's time to just step away from that relationship for a second. Yeah. If it's meant to be, it'll come back around, and like take care of your mental stability and like get a hold of like what's going on in you, which is like totally justifiable. Oh my gosh, right? Yeah. We all have to work on ourselves, and you got thrown a really crazy wrench. But like, to really make yourself the wholest version of yourself. So when you do either get back with that guy or enter in a new relationship, you're in a better place. Because I had the same thing where I like had like totally different, but like, sort of a traumatic end to a relationship, and I drug that into the next one, and it didn't go well because I hadn't properly processed. So then I was like putting things on my boyfriend. Like I was like, like I was like
you project everything.
Exactly. Projecting and like assuming that he's going to be doing the same things and it's just like, maybe just like take a break from being in a relationship for a second and really like try to get your head on as straight as possible in this situation.
I mean, I think that's such good advice. I started dating when I was 15, 16. I did not have a break between dating until I was like 22.
Whoa.
Or no, maybe 21. I think right after my 21st birthday, I broke up with this other guy that I was dating. And then finally I was like, you know what? I need to fucking be alone for a minute. I'm not a bad person. It's not like, and I was putting fault on myself in these relationships, being like, why can't I make these work? Why can't I do this? Took a fucking break and then was able to come at this with being like, okay, I've been able to heal these wounds that I've had from exes and different relationships for the last like 8 years, that you kind of tend to like hop into other stuff. And also not to like, totally don't want to shit on you for saying that you hopped from one relationship to another. When you go through something traumatic, you need comfort and you need support. And I don't know your other situations, but sometimes it's fantastic to find that in like a romantic partner. But I think if you ultimately feel like he isn't the right guy for you, or you feel like you do need more support than you're able to get from him, I think maybe you need to have, like you're saying, like a little bit, some alone time to really focus on healing yourself. And then also not feeling guilty if that doesn't happen overnight. Because I don't want you to feel guilty for being like, why am I not over this? Because it's a fucking massive traumatic thing.
Oh my God. I'm not over it you.
Yeah. And like I can't imagine living that and dealing with that every day.
It's
and
scary.
You don't need to apologize for how you're feeling, but I think you need to really focus on like what you can do to make yourself really safe. And also make you feel better. Like, I don't know if those wounds will like ever fully go away, but be able to grow from that and not have to feel so shitty, because damn, that fucking sucks. Okay, guys, we're doing Producer's Corner now. Is this a callback?
This is a callback.
Okay, so someone's going to call back, or they've already called back, and we're going to play from a previous episode.
Yeah, this is from episode 21 with Claudia Saluski, and it's about the lady that was married and they have different political beliefs.
Ooh.
Okay. Both her and her husband they weren't like strictly Republican or strictly right wing. They were kind of both middle ground. But at this previous election, she was a Bernie supporter, and then she became a Hillary supporter, and her husband became a Trump supporter. And then in the last, since this has happened, they're married. And so since Trump has been in office, he ended up being like more and more to that whole side. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And so then she basically was like, I don't know what to do with my marriage and that stuff. And so I will say, here's what I'll fucking know. Let me address this first. There was a lot of, first of all, okay, whatever. First of all, I did not know I had so many closeted Trump fans who watch my channel. I don't think you follow me on Twitter, because if you did, you would have unsubscribed so long ago. I'm not really going to apologize.
You are blowing my mind right now.
I know. I'm not going to apologize for anything that I said, because I really do stick by what I said. And if I came on here and apologized, that's me just lying to you. I'll get basically what I had said, which... Look, I fully still stand by this. I basically said, if you voted for Trump, you either condone the fact that he's a racist because you are also racist, or you can look past the fact that somebody's racist, which then in turn still makes you racist.
Yeah.
I said that. A lot of people got very offended. I think if you got very offended, maybe it's time to do some
I lost a lot of followers during the election, actually.
Fully same. People were like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm sorry. Do you not know where I grew up? Do you not know my whole story? So I still really very much stand by that. And I think if you felt very threatened by that, then I think you should do some, internal reflection.
Or this just isn't the channel for you.
This probably isn't the content for you. But so the advice that we gave her was basically, in any other standpoint, again, I'm not talking about Republicans at all. I'm talking about specifically like Donald Trump and his supporters. His election and his platform is based so much on his absolutely ridiculous, insane, like morals of like things that he believes. And I think that this has become this isn't just about being fiscally Republican and like liberal when it comes to like social issues. This is a totally different, game. And what our advice to her was why, if you can still actively support him after everything that he said about whether it's like minorities, whether it's about women, like how he treats all these other people, the things that he wants to do and the things he wants to take away from immigrants, all of that stuff. It's not just about being fiscally Republican. Like, you're condoning all of these really fucked up things, which tie back to morals. Like, how do you feel if you had a daughter? Like that kind of thing. Like a man who can treat women like that, supporting a man like that, for me, I'm like, that is a very big warning sign in someone that would potentially father your children. And I think that's what we had told her was basically just like, if it was any other political candidate, I would say just don't talk about it. But if it goes back to morals, we said that other bigger issues would probably happen due to moral issues that weren't just about like their political views.
Correct.
We thought it was probably that. So this is her callback, which
wow, this is exciting.
So I was the woman that was married to the Republican, and I'm still married to him. He has since denounced Trump. It took a lot of very serious conversations. It took a lot of me pulling statistics and different factual things to kind of open his eyes. He was very against Hillary during the election because of the felony accusations and treason accusations. But I've always known him to never be the type of man that would think of women as lesser or minorities as lesser. He was a huge support when I went through a sexual assault situation, and amazing through that. I'm also a minority, and obviously he doesn't have a problem with that. So it was so shocking to me that he would be okay with a man that was so against these beliefs that he had previously. And in his mind, it wasn't that he was for Trump, it's that he was against Hillary. Now, since Trump's presidency and more things have come out, he has denounced Trump and is looking for better options with me as far as who we're going to vote for in the next election.
RH, quer saber como voar no trabalho? É só usar a Flash. Com a Flash, você concentra toda a gestão de pessoas em um único lugar. Faça a admissão dos colaboradores e solicite mais de 8 categorias de benefícios. Ah, e você ainda pode fazer todo o controle de ponto. Conheça o novo onboarding integrado da Flash em flashapp.com.br.
Thank you so much for your advice. I just thought I'd give you an update, and you have a great day.
oh my gosh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah, but it also scares me. I mean, I'm happy for her
Yeah.
the situation, but he was just uneducated.
I know.
The fact that she had to like pull out statistics and stuff, like that's so telling of like, one, I hate the like argument, like we just didn't want Hillary, so we voted for Trump. But like uneducated in the fact, like it didn't take the time to like, you know, I mean, there's so much information out there. Didn't even take the time to like look and make sure that person you're voting for is someone like you wholeheartedly.
I know. I've been even like on Twitter vocal before that it was never a perfect election. I don't think like anybody went into this being like, oh, I totally stand by these people all the time. Also, at the same time, I grew up with like a family that was very I grew up like with people who like worked in politics and all that kind of stuff. So like I've been around that my whole life. Politicians are just, no offense, just like typically like it's a very corrupt job. Like there's never anyone who's going to be absolutely flawless.
I watched Scandal.
Perfect.
I know how it works.
Come on, guys. We fucking seen it. Fitz hot. By the way, I saw him at the airport and I was like,
is he hot in real life?
I have a picture with him.
He's a daddy.
Yes.
Oh, I know. I love
He is so hot.
He's so hot.
But yeah, so like I would say that that completely sucks. And I also think that's also a huge issue that I mean, again, not to say that I wasn't talking shit about the comments a little bit, but like people who then automatically were they're like, well, what about like Hillary? I'm like, well, the issue is right now is our current president. So I think I think this is a really great example of whether or not you voted for Trump or whether or not that you are unhappy with like our current political climate. I think educating yourself on all sides of it, accepting the fact that like this is who our president is right now. So the next action is supporting candidates who are going to run and finding ways to like work on your like with your like local legislation and do everything like that of what you can do, being proactive with that as opposed to just like blindly, I don't know, just like
and
blindly
doing what
that.
this woman did, which was awesome, was educating someone who was uneducated.
Yeah.
And like it helped save her relationship. And the more we can like reach out without being preachy, you know, because no one responds well to that. Like, I don't know.
And we're not in an election anymore. That's the whole thing. Like, it's not like you're trying to convince him to vote for Hillary. Like that ship has sailed. It's about seeing the facts that are laid out in front of you and like what our current like what our current president is saying and doing. And just because you voted for him in the first place does not mean that at this point if you feel it, you don't have to continually to support that and then focus on like who should be in office next.
Ugh, I'm stressed.
Fuck, it makes me.
But I'm happy for her.
Me too. I had like a very heated, long political discussion for like 3 hours this weekend, and I wanted to take a nap. Like I was like, I am exhausted.
Well, you have to check. Like, so I think there's like a balance of like being proactive and educating, but there's also like you gotta like turn it off once in a while.
Oh my god, like get off Facebook.
Get off
stop.
Facebook. I don't follow him. I can't read his tweets. No. Like that. I can't even listen to the man speak. Oh, now I'm gonna get all. I know.
I get fucking heated.
It just is very stressful.
It is
to me, and it makes me cry.
Genuinely. I remember sitting. I can point to the part in the kitchen. I remember sitting on election day, just like on election night, just like sitting in the corner, just like crying on the floor.
We had champagne like ready to go, and it's
still
in the fridge.
Oh, that's
so every time I look at it, I'm just like,
so
and like, oh man, what a night! That's talk about PTSD.
Gosh. Okay. Well, I'm glad that things are really working out for you. I'm really glad for your marriage.
Because good communication.
Yeah,
good communication.
And good like
and good on him for going for
both of you being able and being open, because like I know I'm so fucking stubborn, but like both of you not giving up on it, which I think like I don't know if we said to give up on it, but I'm saying like
not running from the problem
and really working at it, and then him also being open to change. I think that's amazing. So I'm really happy for you guys. And I hope everyone in the comments is happy, because everyone was like, don't tell them to get divorced, which we did not tell you to get divorced. Okay, well, that's it for our episode. Thanks so much for being here.
This was depressing.
But you're helping people.
We are. No, but you know what? It's hard. It's a hard job. I can't believe you do this all the time.
You definitely went in here with like cousin fucking questions.
Yeah, like, what are we talking about?
Give you some very dark stuff. But you guys,
that's life, y'all. That's life.
It's light. It's dark. It's like a painting. Bob Ross. So where can people find you on socials?
Oh, we'll leave it in the link below. I'm youtube.com/Leasebug. You just put Lisa Schwartz in and
Lisa Schwartz.
It'll pop up at some point.
So I hope you guys like this. If you did, give it a review on the Apple Podcast app. Again, if you want to watch the video version, it's on YouTube. And if you're listening to the audio version, go subscribe on the Apple Podcast app. And if you want to call and leave voicemails for next episodes, you can leave a voicemail at 310-694-0976. One more time, 310-694-0976.
She didn't even write it down.
I didn't, but I still have to like either squint or close my eyes enough that I can just like see it. And yeah, call back. We would love to hear like callbacks and updates on stuff to the girl who fucked her boyfriend. Well, obviously you had fuck your boyfriend. The girl who fucked her boyfriend's twin brothers. What's up with your life? Like if you're still listening.
And also, do the twins have the same penis?
Yeah. Do they have same penis? Also, if you're a twin out there, no, never mind. I mean,
nope.
No, never mind.
Send the pics. Send the
compare and
pics.
contrast. Yeah, highly curious about that.
International callers.
Oh, international callers. Don't worry, we didn't forget about you. You saw and or heard how excited I was when that British accent came through. You can email your questions or your predicaments to meganpodcast@gmail.com. Just record a voice memo and keep it quick. If you don't have an accent, just use a fake one. Or just really play up the Canadian if it's a little more subtle.
I love Canadian.
I love a good Canadian, eh? And yeah, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.
Don't Blame Me is a production by me, produced and directed by Jack Ferry, associate producer Melissa DeMons, edited by Melissa DeMons, post-production sound by Chris Henry, and music by Giacomo Picasso and Ryan Hunter. I will see you guys in 2 weeks, and don't blame me if your life bursts into flames before then.
Listening to a podcast should be time well spent, and I promise it will be if you'll give this podcast a try. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in every episode, I talk with leading experts on topics I know you will find fascinating. From why people can't keep secrets, what your favorite music says about you, why your pet acts in strange ways, and so much more. Something You Should Know is designed to give you information you can use in your life and give you great intel that you can share with others. I'm told it's a binge-worthy podcast, And with over 1,000 episodes, there's a lot to binge on. Something You Should Know has been ranked in the top of the Apple Podcast charts consistently for a long time. I know you're going to like this. I just need to get you to try it. Something You Should Know. It's available wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, a co-founder of the Go Kid Go Network. At Go Kid Go, putting kids first is at the heart of every show that we produce. That's why we're so excited to introduce a brand new show to our network called The Search for the Silver Lining, a fantasy adventure series about a spirited young girl named Isla who time travels to the mythical land of Camelot. During her journey, Isla meets new friends, including King Arthur and his Knights of the Round Table, and learns valuable life lessons with every quest, sword fight, and dragon ride. Positive and uplifting stories remind us all about the importance of kindness, friendship, honesty, and positivity. Join me and an all-star cast of actors including Liam Neeson, Emily Blunt, Kristen Bell, Chris Hemsworth, among many others, in welcoming the Search for the Silver Lining podcast to the Go Kid Go Network by listening today. Look for the Search for the Silver Lining on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.